Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles. And this is kind of an unusual thing, but I had a reader request that I try to solve this puzzle. And this is an easy level puzzle, but again, take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. So today's viewers requested solve is called Hourglass by Ex Falso Quodlibet. Out of false that I don't know what libet is. Freeze? I don't know. Anyways, here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill every row, column, and box with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats. The digits along each arrow must sum to the digit in the circled cell, and digits may repeat along an arrow if permitted by other rules. So, for example, this is the sum of these three digits. So it could be something along the lines of like 2, 1, 2, and then this is 5, right? Obviously, it doesn't quite work that way because we have other rules that might limit things, but this is an example of how arrows work. And that's the arrow rule. We also have a black dot between cells indicates cell values with the 2-to-1 ratio. So that's part of the reason why this would not work is because this did not have a 2-to-1 ratio. And so, for example, if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4 to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio in between black dots. And these are called Kropke dots. There's also, I forgot to continue, a white dot between cells indicates cells with consecutive values. These are called white Kropke dots, and not all dots are shown. So, for example, if this were, say, a 6, this would have to be a 5 or 7 to make sure that these are consecutive with each other. And that's how Kropke dots work. And then we have also adjacent digits along each German whisper line, which are the green lines here, must have a difference of at least 5. So as an example, if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9 to make sure that adjacent digits follow that rule where they have to have a difference of at least 5. Because the only digits that are 5 away from 3 are specifically 8 and 9. So that's why that has to be the case if this is a 3. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, where do I tackle first? I think it's good to tackle these 1-to-2 ratios, right? We know that every 1-to-2 ratio here, you have to have the higher one in the circle, right? Because the lower one, the other one is on the arrow, which is less than whatever the circle must be, right? And the thing is, anytime you have, so if this can be the higher one, right? But it cannot be 2, 1. But this could be 2, 1. So this could be 2, 1. And this is essentially kind of symmetric, for at least for the arrows, around the center square. The only part that's not symmetric is the German whisper lines. So this could be 2, 1. This could be 4 and 2 also. It can obviously be 6 and 3. This cannot be 4 and 2 because then this is at minimum 3 digits. So this could be 6 and 3, and it could be 8 and 4. And this could be 8 and 4 also. Oh, that's interesting. So whatever this digit is, it's double this one. Well, this always has to be the same as this digit, right? Because this is double this one, and this one must be the same then, right? So similarly here, whatever's double this one has to be the same here. So this could be 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this one, if this is 6 and this is 3, this has to be 1 and 2 to add up to 3, right? Because this is double that. Otherwise, this is 8 and 4, and this must add up to 4, so this must be 1 and 3. Either way, this is a 1. So similarly here, this is 6 or 8, and this is 3 or 4, and then this must add up to 3 or 4. So the 1 has to be here, which means neither of these can be 1, and this can't be 1, so this is 2, 3, or 4, so this can't be 2, and this can't be 2. Well, that's interesting. So, let's see. The thing is, okay, so if this is 3, this becomes 1, 2. So if this is 3, this becomes 1, 2, which means these two are the same, but they cannot have 2 and 3 here. So this would have to be 4 and 4, if that's the case. But if this is 4, this becomes 1, 3, which means, and again, these are the same, so but they cannot be 3 and 4, so this would have to be 2 and 2. So similarly here, it's the same thing here. So this can only be 2 and 4, and this can only be 4 and 8 here. Similarly here, this can only be 2 and 4, and this can only be 4 and 8 here. That's interesting. Right, because again, if this is 3, this becomes 1, 2. That eliminates 1, 2, and 3 for those possibilities, so then it makes that 4, 4. If this is 4, this requires this to be 1, 3, so that eliminates 1, 3, and 4 for those possibilities there. Okay. Well, either this is an 8, in which case this is 4, 4, or this is 4. Either way, that eliminates 4 from this cell, right? So if this is 8, this has to be 4, which means that can't be 4. If this is 4, obviously it can't be 4. So either way, this must be a 3. So this must be 3, this must be 6, which means this has to be a 1 or 2 pair. Similarly, from that logic, if this is 4, this can't be 4. If this is 8, this is 4, which means that can't be 4. So this must be a 3, and this must be 6, and this must be a 1, 2 pair. Well, this can't be 2 then, which means this has to be 4 then. So this is 4, which makes that an 8. These are 4, which makes that an 8. So that's the logic there. This pair of digits cannot have a 6 and it cannot have an 8. So 4, 8, and 3, 6 are ruled out. So it has to be 2 with either 1 or 4. So similarly, this is 2 with 1 or 4. So one of these is 2, and the other one has to be 1 or 4. Well, this cannot be 1, because if that's 1, this would have to be 2. And then we already have a 2 here for this 1-2 ratio. So this can't be 1. Similarly, this can't be 1. So if this is 2, this could be 1, and then that would force us to add up to 7. Or if it's 3, this could add up to 9, right? If this is 4 and 2, this would specifically have to be 3 to add up to 9. So because 4, 5, and 2 add up to 11, which is obviously not allowed, because a single digit can never be 11. So similarly, this is 7 or 9, and this has to be 1 or 3. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? That means 4 has to be one of these 2 cells by Sudoku. Well, 4 has to be one of these 2 cells by Sudoku. 4 can be one of these 3. 4 cannot be here. So if this is 2 and 1, this would have to have a 4 here. Oh, but this can't be 2 and 1 here. So if we tried to make this 2 and 1, the problem is this can be 3 at most, and then therefore this would see 6, but we already have a 6 in the row. So this has to actually be 2 and 4 as a pair. So now we have a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair in row 8, which eliminates 2 and 4 from the rest of the row. This cannot be 4, so this must be a 4. And this is similar here. So this has to be a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair, which means this can't be 4. Therefore, this is a 4. Let's see. 3 cannot be here, so 3 must be one of these two cells. Let's see. These digits cannot contain a 1 or 2, and this can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 2 or 4. What should we tackle next? This always has to have a 3. This always has to have a 3. So the 3 is with, if this is 3 in the middle, this has to be 8 or 9, right? So this is 3, this would be 8, 9, 8, 9. In addition, okay, so we have a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair in column 5, which eliminates 2 and 4 from the rest of the column. So this cannot be 4. Therefore, we have a low and a high on a German whisper line, because again, on a German whisper line, if you have a high digit, which we consider 6 through 9, the only digits next to it, adjacent to it, that can be, have to be, take 9 from the high, which is the highest digit, and subtract 5 from it. That means it's 4 or less can be next to the 6 through 9. So therefore, if you have a high digit, it will always be next to a low digit. And if you have a low digit, 1 through 4, what digits can be next to that? Well, if you take 1, which is the lowest digit, and you add 5 to it, then you have 6 and above. So 1 through 4 will always be next to 6 through 9, which again then will be always next to 1 through 4. So one of these is definitely a low. You cannot have 1, 2, or 4 on this German whisper line, which means one of these is a 3. So the 3 has to be with an 8 or a 9. We're not sure which. So we know one of these is the 3. We're not sure which it is. What else do we tackle? This cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it must be a high digit. So this must be 6 through 9. Oops. This must be 6 through 9, which means this has to be a low. And it cannot be 2 because of the 2, 4 pair. It can't be 4 or 3 because of these 3 and 4. So this has to be a 1. Well, now we have 3 lows in box 8. So therefore, we cannot have any more lows in box 8. So we can only have one other low in box 8, and it has to be in between the two highs, obviously. So therefore, this must be 3, which means this can't be 3, this can't be 3, and this can't be 3. So this must be the 3 on the line. And then we have a 3, 8, 9 triplet in box 8, which eliminates 3, 8, and 9 from the rest of the box. So this can't be 9, this has to be 7, which forces this to be 1, which means that can't be 1, so this is 2, which makes that 1, which makes that 2, which makes that a 1. Well, similarly here, this has to have a low. Well, I guess it could be, could be 3. Let's continue. These can't be 3 anymore, so this must be a 3. This then has to be a 8 or 9, and then we need another low here, which can only be 1, right? Because we have, this has to be 4, this has to be 2, which makes that a 4 and that a 2. So this has to be a 1. This can't be 1, so this is 3, which forces this to be a 9. This 9 means this can't be 9, so this is an 8, which makes that a 9. And that 9 means this can't be a 9, so this is 8, this is 9. This can no longer be a 9. This has to be a high. because it cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this must be 7 or 9 from the available choices. This has to be a low, which means it's 2 or 3, but it can't be 3. Therefore, this must be a 2. And now we probably just do, well, okay, no, we have one more German whisper line here. This also can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, so this must be a high, which makes this 7 or 9. This can't be 1, 2, or 4, so this must be a 3, which forces this to be 9, because 3 can only be next to 8 or 9 on a German whisper line in normal Sudoku. And now we probably just do normal Sudoku, right? The remaining digits here are 5 and 6, which is fine. So this could be 5, 6, 5, 6. The remaining digits here are 5, 6, and 7, so this is 5, 6, and 7. Well, here we have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair, so that means 5 and 6 cannot be in the rest of the row, which means we only have 2, 7, 8, 9 remaining in the row. So this is 2, 7, 8, 9, but it cannot have an 8. This is 7 and 9 because it cannot have an 8 or 2. This can't be 2, but it could be 7, 8, or 9. And this could be 2, 7, 8, and 9, the full amount. Let's look at this, actually. This probably would have been better. What are the remaining digits here? 3 can't be any of these, so where's the 3 in row 8? It has to be here, right? So actually now we have 8 3s, whereas the last 3, then it has to be here. So this is a 3. 4s, we have... Right, this cannot be a 4, so therefore this must be a 4. This can't be 7 because of this 7. Now we have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5 and 6 from the rest of the column. So what's the last digit have to be? It has to be an 8 here, which means this can't be 8. The rest of these digits are 1, 5, and 7. Okay, this can't be 1, so this has to be 5 and 7. This could be 1, 5, 7, and this could be 1, 5, 7. Oh, where is the 1 in box 9? Can't be here, can't be any of these, and can't be this one, obviously, so this must be a 1. What else do we have? 1 could be one of those two. Oh, where's the 1 in box 1? Cannot be here. Can't be this, and can't be these, so it has to be one of these two. Well, then where is the 1 in box 4? Can't be this, and can't be any of these because of this 1. These have to be 1, so therefore it must be here. The remaining digits in row 5 have to be 5, 6, and 7. This can't be 6, so this is 5 or 7. This could be 5, 6, or 7, and this could be 5, 6, or 7. The remaining digits here have to be, again, 5, 6, or 7, and this is 5, 6, or 7. So where is the 8th then in row 6? Can't be here because of this. Can't be any of these. Can't be here, so this must be an 8. Which leaves, where is the 8 in row 4? It must be here. So that's all the 8s there. We have... This can't be 8. This can't be 8 in box 1. Can't be 8, can't be 8. So therefore that leaves this as the 8 in box 1. Similarly, this can't be 8 anymore. Whereas the 8 in row 7, it has to be here. So this is an 8. The remaining digits here are 5 and 9. And therefore we have a 5, 9, 5, 9 pair in actually box 9, which eliminates 5 and 9 from the rest of the box. This cannot be 9. This can't be 9, so this is 2 or 7, but it can't be 2 either, so that forces this to be 7, which makes that a 2, so this can't be 2. We should have... Yes, we have... For box 3, 2 can't be here, and 2 can't be here because of the 2s that we have. Therefore, this must be a 2. So this is a 2. And now we have 2 can't be here in box 1, 2 can't be here in box 1, so 2 must be here, which forces this to be a 1, because that's the only other possibility in that box, so this can't be 1. This 2, we have now 8 2s. We know where the last 2 is. It has to be here. So this is a 2. I think we have 8 1s also. Yeah. And we know where the last one has to be. So it has to be here. The remaining digit in that column, or sorry, that row has to be a 9. So this is a 9, which forces this to be 5, which makes that a 9. And the remaining digit in column 7 has to be a 6. So this is a 6. This has to be 5 or 7. We now have a 5, 7, 5, 7 pair in column 9, which eliminates 5 and 7 from the rest of the column, which makes this a 6. So this can't be 6. This has to be 5, 7, or 9, but it can't be 9. So this is a 5, 7 pair, which means we have a 5, 7, 5, 7 pair in column 8, which eliminates 5 and 7 from the rest of the column. Therefore, this must be a 9. The remaining digits here are 5 and 6, and that satisfies both. This is 5 or 6. This is 5 or 6. Where is the 9 in box 1? Can't be this anymore. It can't be here, so this must be a 9. Which means this can't be 9, so this is 7, which makes that a 9. And now it's just completely Sudoku, right? So this 7 means this can't be 7, so this is 5, which makes that 7, which makes that 5, which makes that a 7. This, this remaining digit has to be 5. So therefore, this can't be 5. This must be 7, which makes that 5, which makes that 7. This 7 makes that a 6, and this 6 and 7 makes that a 5. This can't be 5 or 6, so this must be 7. This can't be 6 or 7, so this must be 5, which makes that 6. That's a 7. That leads to that being a 5 and 6. This 5 means that can't be 5, so this is 6, this is 5, and this must be a 6. And that's how you solve it. Yeah, pretty straightforward, I guess. Actually, straightforward isn't quite... It just had to have some knowledge of that, what the doubling effect meant for this circle and this cell, right? And what that meant if these were the possibilities, right? I guess it's straightforward for me because of the way I think, but it might not be straightforward if you don't necessarily think that way normally. Still, pretty cool puzzle. I appreciate my viewer recommending it. It was enjoyable. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.